Well, it's time to welcome a very special guest tonight, Glenn A. Baker, to speak for a few minutes about an amazing story that has emerged from the songwriting contest this year. Will you please welcome Glenn A. Baker.
Evening all. You appear to be having a fine time out there tonight. Much merriment I see before me. Actually, I'm really delighted to be here. I'm always delighted to be involved in anything to do with songwriting because I've always believed that the most important component in the musical equation is the songwriter. To all of you out there writing tonight, write on. Now, indeed. Joni Mitchell once sang, "You don't know what you've got till it's gone." And sadly, that is sometimes the case in music. More than a few fine writers and performers have found a wide audience after their passing. Think of, most recently, Eva Cassidy. One of the entrants from the Inside category at tonight's awards was a very talented man from Darwin who recorded under the name of Mr. CJ 3 albums of powerful Australian music. Of the third, called Polymath, the Adelaide Advertiser said, "This multi-instrumentalist's music is at once emotive, esoteric, insightful. It is high on drama and speaks a truthful narrative. Intuitive observation and his big, bold voice add to moments of wry humour." It was the country and the terrain which he loved and which so inspired him that tragically claimed the life of Chris Uren in June 2002, when a helicopter crashed in Arnhem Land while he was working as a consultant to the Northern Land Council. Unquestionably, the music of Chris Uren will live after him, and we will come to be more familiar with his name and his work than we are now. Soon he will be the subject of an episode of ABC TV's Australian Story. To tell us more about Chris and his passion for music making, would you please welcome and give your attention to his widow, Amanda Uren.
Well, thank you, Glenn. It was normally Chris that had the gift to get up and talk in front of hundreds of people. So, excuse me, I've actually written everything out that I would like to say because I wasn't sure if my brain would remember, so bear with me. 2 years ago, I could not have predicted that I would be standing up here talking to you all and receiving Chris's Songwriting Award on his behalf. 2 years ago, Chris got up early on a Wednesday morning in Darwin, crept out of the house quietly so as not to wake anybody, to continue his work for the traditional people of Arnhem Land. He never came home again. The sudden death of your life partner is a completely catastrophic and life-changing event. And that loss is felt from the pit of your soul, and it affects everything you do, down to the mundane. I'm here tonight to share with you a brief insight into Chris and his extraordinary songwriting and musical gifts. As it goes, from a young age, Chris loved music. His mum and dad organised piano lessons for him, and his piano teacher said he was absolutely hopeless and don't bother. He played by ear, so he had the gift in himself. He taught himself to play the piano, guitar, harmonica, and I have bizarre memories of him teaching himself to play the didgeridoo using the pipe on a vacuum cleaner. He did end up getting his own didgeridoo. His voice was deep and strong and kept getting better with every progressive CD he produced. With a young family and a high-pressure job, Chris still managed to produce 4 studio-recorded CDs since 1997. I'm currently finishing the 5th one off for him. I actually sing on it myself, and I'm a terrible singer. Thank God for computers. And our children are singing as well, so he'd be really pleased with that. Sorry, I've lost it. Page 2. Chris was working on the CD Polymath when he was killed. This is the CD that contains his award-winning song IVF, and some would agree perhaps he knew more than we did, as there was also a song on the CD called When I Die, a powerful tune in which Chris shares his beliefs about what would happen to him after death. With the help of his friends, family and fellow musicians, I ensured the CD was finished and have spent some time marketing it and distributing it. It's received glowing reviews and some radio play, which is great. I quickly learnt the challenges of trying to get heard in the music industry. A lot of Chris's stuff is fairly deep, and yeah, it's not Kylie Minogue. Chris was essentially a poet, and his lyrics and music were a creative outlet for his poetry more than anything. His lyrics do speak a deep narrative and contains messages for us all. He told me once he didn't know where they came from and that he still had at least 10 CDs in his head. So, amazing. As for Chris the person, he was just 36 when he was killed, yet somehow he managed to cram a lifetime into those years. This included all the wonderful music he produced, his wife, his 2 children, who he adored, his passion with working with the traditional people of Arnhem Land, which was where he died. He maintained many lifelong friendships. He wrote a book, he collected skulls and very old things. He made furniture, he had a bizarre interest in taxidermy. And he told me once he wanted to keep my skull, but anyway. And a myriad of other projects and interests. It struck me just recently how many people's lives Chris has graced and how many people feel their own life is blessed through having known him. If you never met Chris, that's okay. You can still get to know him through his music, this very special gift that he left us all. Chris was an old soul, a very unique man, a free thinker who had the ability to love deeply. He was blessed with a touch of magic and genius. I have absolutely no doubt that Chris is with us tonight, standing right here beside me. So Chris, I accept this award on your behalf, and I'm so proud of you for this achievement and for the wonderful, fitting recognition of your songwriting talent. I love you, and I'm blessed to know that even in death, I continue to have your love and guidance. I would like to also extend my deepest thanks to the award people and the judges for their impeccable taste, and the ABC Australian Story crew for your interest and unwavering support. I'd also like to make a special mention of Chris's mother dear, Eunice, who flew here from Adelaide today. She's bursting with pride for her treasured number 1 son, but that pride is tinged with her deep loss. And love and thanks for my family and Chris's family and the wonderful friends that are here tonight supporting me and celebrating Chris's achievement. We're here for you, Chris. I would like to just end with the last verse of a song that Chris wrote for me when we got engaged. He actually proposed to me as we were standing on the Prime Meridian in Greenwich in England. He popped the question. He wrote a beautiful song, but this is just the last verse of it, which I'd like you to listen to and think about. We shall inherit the earth, you and I, for our spirit will live when mortality dies, and the shells that enclose us will fuse through the passage of time. Look at my hands as they reach through the fire and withdraw a conclusion to quench your desire. And the meantime at Greenwich will always be fixed in our minds. 2 of a kind, symmetry. Thank you all very much.
Amanda, you're in. Actually, Amanda, a bizarre interest in taxidermy. There could be.
Well, at this stage, I was going to call back to the microphone Kieran to announce the big one of the night, but we've had some really exciting news, and it came out of left field, certainly wasn't part of the program arrangements. And to tell you a little bit more about it, I'd like to invite back to the stage the chairman of West Ashfield, Mr. Peter Hardgrove.
I've had the time to take the tie off. As you might appreciate, this Leagues Club was born to sponsor rugby league, obviously. I've been sitting down there with our members and my board members earlier, and we decided just so much ability and people that has so much to offer to our society. And we decided that perhaps we might make a donation towards the Songwriters Association of $10,000.
Well, I did warn you, it was pretty exciting news. $10,000 to the ASA from West Ashfield. Well, Kieran Roberts, would you please come back to the stage again? The big moment has arrived. I wonder, there's no doubt you do, he's going to take out the major award of the night, and the guy to tell us is Kieran.
So during the course of the evening, ladies and gentlemen, there have been 14 category winner nominees eligible for this award this evening. Before I just do go on with that, I'd just like to thank Peter and his beautiful club and board for a very generous contribution. We can do a lot with that, so thank you very much, Peter. We might have the first musical club in Sydney, musical football club in Sydney. However, on to the Songwriter of the Year award, and is it a case of the envelope, please? Is that right? The Songwriter of the Year for 2003, as a result of the 2003 National Songwriting Contest, is Trish Delaney Brown.
Okay, I should have written a speech. I'm just kind of blown away. So first of all, I'd like to thank my mum and dad for being here and all of my friends. This is the first competition that I've entered any songs into, and when I got the envelope in the mail that said that they'd all made the finals, I was like, I've won, you know, that was it for me. And so this is just absolutely mind-boggling. I would like to thank the Idea of North, who is the a cappella quartet that I'm a part of. And it's just such a blessing to have a unit to work for, to be able to write for those four voices and to see those songs come to life in a really unique kind of way, and to be able to take those songs all over the world. It's an absolute privilege. So I would like to thank Nick and Naomi, who's in Germany and couldn't be here tonight, and Andrew, who's in the burbs with his wife and baby. Thanks, guys, for allowing me to bring my songs to the group. I'd like to thank my hubby, who's in Auckland, New Zealand, and couldn't be here tonight, and I really wish he was now. And thank you so much to the association, it's already been said, for providing another vehicle to kind of get your songs out there. And I don't know about any of you, but when I'm writing in my bedroom at home, I know that I kind of like it, but who knows what anyone else is going to think. So thank you so much for the opportunity for some feedback and to be in a room full of your peers and to get your stuff out there. So I wish I was more eloquent, but thank you very much.
Songwriter of the Year.